Hi, we're not on the range today, we're at one of our training facilities, and today I'm talking about the Rock Island Armory 1911A2 FSMM. That's what's stamped on the side of the frame. And it's in caliber 22 TCM. Now recently I did a presentation comparing 22 TCM to 5.7 by 28 and 7.62 by 25. So for more information on the caliber itself, you can watch that presentation. Today I want to concentrate mainly on this firearm, but I do want to start with showing you a close-up of what 22 TCM ammunition looks like. On your left is a 9x19, in the center a 22 TCM, and on the right a 45 ACP. And you can see that the 22 TCM is a significantly necked casing. This pistol has some features I really like, such as the big square high visibility adjustable sights and a trigger pull that I would consider to be excellent. It also has this beaver tail. Now that's a feature some people, myself included, don't really like. But when you compare it to the more common design of this Colt government model, the way I get a grip on this, when that action cycles and that hammer cocks, it often hits my hand. And after a long time of shooting guns like this, I have a permanent scar from it. And this beaver tail design can protect you from that. Another feature I really like about this gun is the double stack magazine. Now there seems to be some confusion as to how many rounds this magazine holds, but I can tell you we just loaded it with 17 rounds of 22 TCM and it will not hold an 18th. We also loaded it with 17 rounds of 9x19, and it wouldn't hold an 18th. So it looks like it holds 17 rounds of both. Now, why is 9x19 relevant? Because another feature I really like about this handgun is that when you buy it, it comes with an additional action spring and an additional barrel, so that in as long as it takes to take apart and put back together a 1911, you can change the caliber of it, and that can be a real plus considering the relative availability and cost of 9x19 ammo. Now that does bring us to a couple of features I don't like. Even though I like the double stack magazine, on this particular handgun it makes the grip almost prohibitively too big. Now I have an average to above average sized hand, but still I don't like the size of this grip. And when you compare it to the single stack 7-shot magazine grip of this 45 ACP, I have to say it, this gun fits my hand better than this one does. Another problem we've had with this handgun is the reliability of it. Now, some pistols, you buy them, take them home, clean them, take them to the range, and they work just fine. Others require a break-in period, and this is one of them. We had some malfunctions early on, but after shooting hundreds of rounds and then just working the slide hundreds of times, it's getting better. One of the problems I had with this was that 22 TCM only has a 40 grain projectile. So there's not a lot of blowback to operate a blowback operated pistol. And so it would eject the empty casing, but there wasn't enough spring tension to chamber the new round. And I ended up having to just push on the back of the slide. One of the things I ended up having to do was just take it apart, take the action spring, and physically stretch it. And that seems to have corrected the problem. Another problem that comes up is that with conventional handgun calibers like 45 ACP, 40 Smith & Wesson 9x19, they're not necked and they're not tapered, except perhaps just slightly on some of them. So when you're cleaning the firearm, your chamber brush and your bore brush are the same brush. With this one, the bore and the chamber are a very different size. And one of the problems I had was failure to extract. And I found that diligently cleaning the chamber specifically corrected the problem. Another potential problem you have in a gun like this is that when you have a firearm that can shoot two different calibers, now that's not exactly a novel idea. There's a lot of them that can. There's a Ruger Vaquero in caliber 45 Colt that comes with an interchangeable 45 ACP cylinder. There's some 22 revolvers that can shoot 22 long rifle and have an interchangeable 22 Magnum cylinder. Of course, 357 revolvers can shoot 38 special, and the list goes on at Astra. And in my experience, when you change to a different caliber of ammunition, it can significantly change your point of impact. So what kind of result will we get with this when we try to shoot one barrel and then the other? Let's put that to the test. Now I'll go back 20 yards and I'll shoot the target on your left with the 22 TCM, then change barrels and shoot the target on your right with a 9mm, and we'll see how those groups compare for group size and location of the group. You'll notice that I'm wearing earphones. This is an earplug case. I wear earplugs with every shot I take, but right now I have my earplugs in and I'm wearing earphones. 22 TCM is supremely loud. Now there's a couple of flyers in my 9mm group, and that's just me, but you can see that the two groups are in basically the same place, and that's impressive. Earlier I said that this gun has nice big high visibility adjustable sights and an excellent trigger pull, and it does. And those things help me hold fairly good groups on those two targets. However, I also said that after stretching the spring, that it was functioning correctly. That was a temporary fix. It has malfunctioned with almost every shot I've taken today with 22 TCM ammunition. Right now I have it loaded with 9x19. With 9x19, it has functioned flawlessly. So if you want a 1911 platform with an oversized grip in caliber 9x19, it looks like this gun is a great choice. With 22 TCM, I've been very disappointed. So as always, don't try this at home on what you call a professional, and thanks for watching the Rock Island Armory 1911 A2 video.